They thought they would break our spirit, so I turned to 800-year-old wars for strength. Stay with me to see they are more relevant now than ever. Israel has always unilaterally violated all ceasefires, and I think it may do it again against my country, Iran. I'm going to read poetry to bring you some peace of mind and interpret a little bit, but I cannot ignore my beloved country, Iran, and tell me how can I give you peace of mind when I do not have it myself, with these war news bombarding my mind. How can I give you peace of mind when I do not have a clear perspective of my country's future? Just talking to you gives me some peace, even though I'm just speaking to a camera right now. But once I upload this to YouTube and you respond, that will be enough to make me feel a bit better. Okay, so before I start reading Rumi, I want to say winning a war isn't about how many people you kill or buildings you destroy. Winning a war means achieving your goals. Israel thought it could destroy Iran in just 3 or 4 days, that people would take the streets and topple the regime, and the United States could install its own puppet government in the country. But they saw the strength of Iran's missiles capabilities and even admitted they didn't know the full extent of Iran's arsenal. So they failed to reach their goals. Netanyahu called the President of the United States, probably saying, "Oh, we are being defeated, you got to help us." Then the United States entered the war and announced a ceasefire to help Israel to regroup its military. And many of the Western countries are helping Israel right now. And I don't know whether Israel will violate the ceasefire or not. But anyway, we are not fighting with Israel. We are fighting with the United States because I think Israel without the United States is nothing. All the jet fighters, missiles, and air defense systems are made and supported by the United States. But I found something in Rumi's poems, and if I read it to you, you will understand why Israel and the United States, with support from Western countries, attacked Iran. So let us go for the poetry itself. Feathers became the peacock's bitter foe, and kings were killed by their own love of show. He said, I'm like the deer for whose musk scent hunters desire to catch and then torment. The desert fox, which when they capture her, they chop her head off just to keep the fur. That elephant who's bitten savagely, they shed his blood just for his ivory. Those who would kill for secondary goals would know I will take my vengeance on their souls. I am now the victim, your turn's coming soon. Those hungry for my blood are not immune. At the end of this video, I will recite this poem in Persian so you can hear how exactly Rumi spoke 800 years ago. So that was a nice story with some examples. Now you understand why they attacked Iran. Iran is wealthy. I do not consider the tourist attraction or similar stuff like that, but considering the oil and gas in different mines in this country, over 9% of the world's natural wealth is located in Iran. Yet less than 1% of the world's population lives here. So you might say, no, Iran is nuclear weapon or it's trying to build one. But it's just an accusation. The IAEA has mentioned many times clearly that Iran does not have any kind of nuclear weapon. Iran is a member of the NPT, which legally prevents it from building nuclear weapons. It is not allowed by the NPT, but Israel isn't a member of the NPT. So if they attacked Iran, they were clearly after something else. They could not predict the Iranian people are so united and they back up each other to save their country. They underestimated Iran's power and resilience, and maybe they thought that Iran was like Lebanon. And right now, they still have the same illusion. Iranian fought for the country against Iraq for 8 years until Resolution 598 declared Saddam Hussein guilty after a bloody war with millions of casualties. And in that time, the Western countries were backing Iraq. French used to sell a lot of Mirage F-1 jet fighters to Iraq. The Soviet Union sold a lot of military equipment, like different types of jet fighters. Germany sold chemical weapons to Saddam Hussein. And he was a crazy person because not only did he use the chemical weapon against the Iranian nation, but also he bombed Halabja, a city in Iraq. Can you imagine a president or a king killing his own people with chemical weapons? That was an unbelievable massacre. Now look at the history of the United States wars against various nations. The United States was defeated in Vietnam. It attacked Afghanistan, and now you see it after 20 years, they packed up everything and escaped from Afghanistan, and Taliban came back to administration. They are the most extremist and hardline Muslims. Did the United States bring democracy to the people of Afghanistan? They escaped a few years ago. What about Iraq? Each American person pays thousands of dollars every year as taxes, and they are spent for military purposes on the other side of the planet. But Iran is not Afghanistan. It is not like Iraq. In Iraq, Kurdistan province is somehow autonomous, I think. But in Iran, we have different ethnic groups, but they're all united. If you're not sure about what I say, you can check it out on the social networks that this war had something good for the country. And it made Iranian people more united than before. And Western countries don't seem to understand that. Iranian people will get united with each other when some invaders attack their country. That is why the Israeli official underestimated the power of Iran. The power lies in the unity and solidarity of Iranian people. I'm pretty sure that whatever happens to this country, no American or Israeli soldier dares to set foot on Iranian soil. We live in a world full of politics and media manipulation. And yes, we have a website called Truth blah blah blah, and there's a person posting messages on that website. You can find almost everything on that website except truth. You know what I'm talking about. We were in the middle of talks with American officials who kept saying everything was going well, and something like that. And all of a sudden, Israel attacked our country. I do not believe that Israel did it without the permission of the United States of America. Because just one day before the attack, the United States evacuated its personnel from the region. Wake up, America. We love American people. But our problem is with the American government, not the people. We will remain independent as we have been for the past 7,000 years, and we won't let other nations interfere our domestic affairs. In my previous video, some Iranians criticized me for pronouncing the country's name as Iran, and they said, "Can't you talk?" And some of them insulted me for that, and saying that the correct pronunciation is Iran. and not Iran. Well, I have to say that my channel is for English speaking people, and most American people call my country Iran. So I try to be a little bit authentic. So maybe it is good to read Rumi's poem in Persian, which is exactly how it was written in books 800 years ago. دشمن طاووس آمد پر او، ای بسی شهر را بکشته فر او. گفت من آن آهوام کز ناف من، ریخت صیاد خون صاف من. ای من آن روباه صحرا کز کمین، سر بریدندش برای پوستین. ای من آن پیلی که زخم پیلبان، ریخت خونم از برای استخوان. آنکه کشتستم پی مادون من، می نداند که نخسپد خون من. بر من است امروز و فردا بر وی است، خون چون من کس چنین ضایع کی است. Okay, that's it. I hope to see you soon. Peace and take good care.